Attention, stations on the network. Our broadcast will begin in 2 minutes from my mark. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark. That was your 2-minute time check, stations. Attention, stations on the network. Our broadcast will begin in 1 minute from my mark. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark. That was your 1-minute time check, stations.
Live from Baumhower's Victory Grill in Tuscaloosa, it's time for Hey Coach on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. Hey Coach is presented by Alfa Insurance. Auto, home, life, business. Alfa Insurance covers it all. AlfaInsurance.com. Also brought to you by Ford and your local Alabama Ford dealer. Proud partners of the Crimson Tide. McCurry Van and Car Rental. Rent local with McCurry Van and Car Rental. We offer the perfect vehicle for any need. Proudly serving Alabama. Visit us today for a hassle-free rental experience. Toyota. Visit your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota. Let's go places. And by Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Now, Live from Baumhower's Victory Grill in Tuscaloosa, this is Hey Coach.
Roll Tide! And welcome to Hey Coach, presented by Alfa Insurance. Auto, home, life, business. Alfa Insurance covers it all. AlfaInsurance.com. Welcome, everybody. I'm Roger Hoover, and it's great to be with you tonight at Baumhower's Victory Grill. Roll Tide, everyone. There we go, Roll Tide. We got a tremendous show in store for you tonight as we take a look at Crimson Tide baseball, women's basketball, and get ready for football. Saturday, of course, brings the Golden Flake A-Day game at Saban Field at Bryant-Denny Stadium. Our radio coverage across the network will begin at 12:30 with Chris Stewart, Tyler Watts on the call. Tyler Watts, he'll be with us tonight in the second half hour of the show as he will be on stage with the head coach of the Alabama Crimson Tide, Kalen DeBoer, previewing A-Day as spring practice comes to a close for the Crimson Tide. A-Day will start a very busy Saturday coming up on campus that will include a top 25 baseball matchup at Sewell Thomas Stadium. Alabama that afternoon will host Arkansas at 4 p.m., so we invite all fans that attend the Golden Flake A-Day game to come to the Joe right after football is over to enjoy a great game coming up between the Crimson Tide and the Razorbacks in baseball. Speaking of baseball, we're thrilled to have the shortstop of the Crimson Tide with us tonight. Justin Lebron is here at Baumhower's to talk about what has been an incredible junior season for Justin here at Alabama. Tonight, we'll also speak with the newest head coach on campus at the Capstone, Pauline Love. She was hired last week as our new women's basketball coach, and we can't wait to welcome her back to this stage to talk about her vision for Alabama women's basketball. So a very busy show ahead of us tonight with Justin Lebron, Pauline Love, plus Tyler Watts and Kalen DeBoer. Crimson Tide fans, make sure you watch Crimson Drive, driven by NASCAR, each Tuesday and Thursday afternoon at 2 p.m. Central on all CTSN social media platforms at UA_CTSN. Well, it's going to be very busy this Saturday with the Golden Flake A-Day game at Saban Field at Bryant-Denny Stadium. Also, next Saturday, April 18th, make sure you visit Tide Fest on the Quad, presented by Avo. Alabama's own Cassius Culpepper will be performing live, along with football player meet and greets. We'll have food trucks, ticket giveaways, and 21-plus Avo Lounge, where there is never a cover charge. That event is from 1:30 to 5 p.m. Visit www.capstoneconcert.com for more details. For other details, also keeping up with everything Alabama during this busy time of the year, check out the Alabama Crimson Tide mobile app presented by Cadence Bank. It's available at the App Store and Google Play. Download the Crimson Tide mobile app now for free. You're listening to Hey Coach from Baumhower's Victory Grill, the official watch party location of the Crimson Tide. Justin Lebron joins us next. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
When life drops the unexpected, Alfa is here, turning what now into what's next, resolving your claims quickly. Because clarity beats chaos, and knowing now is better than wondering when. We handle the hassle, because your peace of mind matters, and so does the journey ahead. That's life with Alfa Insurance.
Today's highlight is brought to you by Toyota. At home or on the road, they're never the underdog. Toyota, let's go places. Lease a new 2026 Toyota Tacoma SR5 for $289 a month for 36 months. Offer valid through May 4, 2026. Well-qualified lessees with approved credit through Southeast Toyota Finance. $4288 due at signing. No security deposit with select equipment. $350 disposition fee. Excludes tax tag registration, title, and dealer fees. See dealer for details.
Ants in the kitchen, termites under the floor, mosquitoes in the backyard. It's a full court infestation. Don't let them score. Call Cook's Pest Control. Nobody beats Cook's when it comes to superior protection against unwanted pests. Cook's knowledgeable and courteous technicians are expertly trained to get the job done right. Guaranteed. With Cook's on your team, your home's defense is unstoppable.
Looky, 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 here comes Cookie Cook's Pest Control.
Hey fans, I know you'd do anything for a win on game day and an ice-cold Bud Light. Because whether you're tailgating in the parking lot or parked on the couch, sitting on your lucky stool at the bar, or standing in the fans section all game long, the clean, crisp taste of Bud Light turns a win into a win-win. And there's nothing easier to enjoy than that. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
At CB&S Bank, tradition runs deep. Since 1906, we've been serving families and communities with stability you can count on. And today, that legacy of service continues, recognized by American Banker as the 16th best performing bank nationally and number one in Alabama in their asset category. Being a team member is who we are, which is why we're proud to support University of Alabama athletics. So, bank with the best. Visit cbsbank.com to learn more. CB&S Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
The Alabama Education Association is the member-driven voice of Alabama's education employees. AEA members are teachers, education support professionals, administrators, professors, future teachers, and education retirees. Joining the Alabama Education Association has never been easier. Use their new online membership for a fast, safe, and secure way to join today. Visit myaea.org to learn more.
This segment of Hey Coach is presented by Coca-Cola. Passionate fans and an ice cold Coca-Cola. Now that is a winning combo. Fan work is thirsty work. Enjoy a Coca-Cola. Welcome back to Baumhower. It's Roger Hoover. Now please be joined by the shortstop of the Crimson Tide baseball team. Roll Tide to Justin Lebron.
Roll Tide. I thank you. Thank you for having me.
Pretty good ovation for you as you're continuing your junior season here with us at the University of Alabama. And just first of all, what's led to the remarkable turnaround you guys have had in the last few weeks?
I think it's just a team, honestly. Like, we're a bunch of fighting hard individuals. And, I mean, we buy into each other. And just honestly, I think it starts with practice. You know, after Kentucky, that was pretty brutal for us. But just coming back to practice and just taking it step by step, knowing that as long as we fought hard, it will kind of turn around on its own.
And it really did, starting with Tyler Fay getting that incredible no-hitter for the Crimson Tide. Just kind of take me through how you were feeling as the course of that game went along. And you're like, all right, it's the 8th inning. Tyler Fay's coming back out. It's the 9th. He's coming back out. How'd you feel at shortstop with all that?
Yeah, honestly, I felt more pressure than Tyler did. I mean, I just felt like if he hit me anything that I knew I had to make the play just for my guy. But, I mean, I kind of didn't really know he was throwing a no-hitter until like the 5th or 6th inning. And kind of once he did, I knew that we were going to have his back and just make every play possible.
And you guys did that. He gets the no-hitter, the first individual 9-inning no-hitter since 1942. And it seems like just from that celebration on, things have been clicking for this baseball team.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, that was kind of the spark that we needed to kind of get rolling. I mean, these guys, we fight really hard each and every day, and we're not going to let anything kind of stay in our path. And, I mean, our backs was against the wall, and I think we responded pretty well.
Yeah, consistently, you're batting second for the Crimson Tide. The guy batting in front of you is named Bryce Fowler, and he had 2 home runs in the Thursday game against Oklahoma, game-winning hit the weekend before against Auburn. What are you seeing out of him right now at the plate?
I mean, that guy is unbelievable. I mean, what a leadoff, to say the least. But, I mean, he sets the tone in each and every game, and he fights very hard. I mean, I think most of the games he starts 0-2 in his first at-bat and finds a way to get back on base. I mean, that's kind of what you look for in a leadoff guy.
He's really incredible. So he's doing a good job getting on base for you, as well as the guy batting right behind you, Brady Neal. What a season he's having. I
mean, unbelievable as well. That guy kind of just plays the game the way it's supposed to be played. So fun to watch, and honestly, just 2 guys that I would love to have in front of me and behind me.
And playing a pretty solid right field right now, isn't he?
Oh, my God. Robbing home run and just throwing guys out just has to be the best right fielder you ever seen in your life, right?
So that's pretty good. So that just kind of shows the depth of this team. And you guys are kind of willing to play in different positions, different spots in the lineup. You guys really don't care, it seems like. You just want to go out there and win.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, we have a lot of guys that are very versatile. I mean, as long as they're coming in and doing their job, that's kind of what they want to do. I mean, our goal as a team is just to win, and whatever it takes, we're going to get it done.
And you are getting it done. Again, the last few weeks have been tremendous for this baseball team, along with all the momentum we saw in the preseason as well. Let me have you brag on your coaches for a little bit. How has Coach Vaughn really kept you guys motivated the last few weeks?
Honestly,
in America. 33 million trucks later, we've kept that title every year since. And that's a formula we plan on repeating. Ford F-Series, built Ford tough. The best-selling trucks in America for 49 years and counting. Based on 1977 to 2025 calendar year industry reported total sales.
Alabama Power is here for you when big storms hit. But we're also here for the little things. We're there to get the coffee started, to make sure everyone's ready for school, for midday dance breaks, and evening entertainment. We're also there to help you save on all that energy with easy-to-use tips, tools, and efficiency programs. So enjoy these moments.
Kids, movie night.
And we'll do the rest. Visit alabamapower.com and follow us on social to learn more.
Clyde Mays Whiskey, the official state spirit of Alabama. Perfected under the Alabama Pines and a proud partner of Alabama Athletics. Now officially bottled in Troy at the Connecticut Ridge Distillery. Bold spirit, southern roots, roll Clyde.
Domino's delivers game day across Tuscaloosa and the surrounding area. Locally owned in Tuscaloosa for 30 plus years, the team at Domino's is proud to be a supporter of Alabama basketball and athletics across the capstone. Domino's would like to thank our customers for supporting our local business for over 30 years. Make Domino's your choice on game days year-round. Domino's is proud to deliver your Alabama Crimson Tide game days anytime. Just visit RollDomino's.com. Thanks for your business and Roll Tide.
Coleman Coliseum gives the Tide a big home court advantage. When it comes to your home, count on Tri-Green Equipment to give you a big tried and true advantage with our lineup of John Deere equipment. From riding mowers, compact utility tractors, gators, to large agricultural equipment, they've got serious game. Plus, the tried and true Tri-Green team is always there when you need an assist. Stop by one of our locations or visit TriGreenEquipment.com. Proud sponsors of Alabama Crimson Tide basketball.
Hey Coach is presented by Alfa Insurance. Auto, home, life, and business. Alfa Insurance covers it all. AlfaInsurance.com. Roger Hoover joined by Pauline Love, the women's basketball head coach at the University of Alabama. And Coach, we kind of talked about the players you were looking for for your program. How about some of the pillars and the principles you want this program to be known for?
Like I said before, we're going to go with the toughness, togetherness, and trust. And it's just what it is. And one of the main ones I want to talk about is trust. Just trying to get kids to believe and trust that we can do this at Alabama. We can turn it around. We can make it past the Sweet 16 or a round of 32 to get to that Sweet 16 and then an Elite 8. But they trying to get players to trust that I've never been a head coach before, never been in this position, trying to put together a team and a staff that can help build Alabama women's basketball and sustain that success that they've had.
And a really great opportunity as well in the Southeastern Conference. How much does that excite you? Because you've seen what playing an SEC schedule will do to get you ready for the NCAA tournament.
I don't know how excited I am, but I know I better be prepared every night. It doesn't matter the ranking. This is my 9th season or maybe 10th. I can't even keep up. But I know how hard it is. I remember last year thinking I'm looking forward to the NCAA tournament because it's just so much more easier.
Well, Coach, we look forward to trips to the NCAA tournament. A lot more coming up from you in the future and more visits on this program. Hey, Coach, presented by Alfa Insurance. Just thank you for your time tonight and best of luck and get back on the phone. Let's get back to
yes,
Roll
absolutely.
Tide.
Thanks for having me. Roll Tide.
Let's have a round of applause for the new women's basketball head coach of the University of Alabama, Pauline Love. When we come back, we'll be talking football with the head coach of the Crimson Tide, Kalen DeBoer. That's up next here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfields.
Basketball at Alabama means one thing: time to dunk. And we're not just talking about on the court. At Fusakli's, we're dunking our hand-battered chicken fingers straight into our house-made sauces and washing it down with our fresh squeezed lemonade. Whether you're heading to Coleman Coliseum or watching from home, make Fusakli's your pregame stop. Hot, fresh, and made to order just the way Tide fans like it. Fusakli's, proud partner of the Crimson Tide.
Whether you're hiking the trails, tailgating before tip-off, or cheering courtside, Mountain High Outfitters has the gear to keep every Bama fan ready for adventure. From Patagonia and On Running to Yeti and Free People Movement, you'll find all your favorite outdoor and lifestyle brands. Visit Mountain High Outfitters in-store or online at mountainhighoutfitters.com.
Hey, Bama fans, each Tuesday and Thursday at 2 p.m. Central, join us live for Crimson Drive, driven by NASCAR. This live streaming talk show features the latest on Alabama athletics with exclusive conversations with Tide student athletes, coaches, and media members giving their perspective on the Crimson Tide. You can watch on YouTube, Facebook, and X, with all conversations archived as well on the Alabama Insider podcast. Roll Tide with Crimson Drive, driven by NASCAR. You can find all Crimson Tide Sports Network video content online on the CTSN YouTube page. It's the home of the live booth and courtside cams, episodes of Crimson Drive driven by NASCAR, plus replays of Crimson Tide Rewind. Our YouTube shorts will deliver thrilling Alabama radio highlights, plus interview clips from Alabama student athletes, coaches, and media members that you can't miss. Subscribe to the Crimson Tide Sports Network on YouTube for the very latest on the Crimson Tide. The Alabama Insider Podcast is the official podcast of Crimson Tide Athletics. Catch full episodes of Hey Coach and the Kalen DeBoer Show, Crimson Tide Rewind, Crimson Tide Today daily reports, plus full interviews from Crimson Drive driven by NASCAR. Download and subscribe to the Alabama Insider Podcast on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, and all podcast platforms. Roll Tide with the Alabama Insider Podcast. Hey, Bama fans, each Tuesday and Thursday at 2 p.m. Central, join us live for Crimson Drive, driven by NASCAR. This live streaming talk show features the latest on Alabama athletics with exclusive conversations with Tide student athletes, coaches, and media members giving their perspective on the Crimson Tide. You can watch on YouTube, Facebook, and X, with all conversations archived as well on the Alabama Insider Podcast. Roll Tide with Crimson Drive, driven by NASCAR.
Welcome back to Hey Coach. Tonight's first question is brought to you by Alabama 811 to help prevent injuries, outages, and loss of life. Call 811 or visit al811.com before you dig. It is free, it is simple, and it is the law. We're glad to welcome you back to Baumhower's Victory Grill here in Tuscaloosa. This is Roger Hoover. Please be joined by the color analyst for the Crimson Tide Sports Network on football, former Alabama quarterback Tyler Watts. Let's hear it for Tyler. And then the head football coach of the University of Alabama, Kalen DeBoer. Roll Tide, Coach.
Roll Tide. Roll Tide.
We're glad to have you here. It's a new year. It's a new team. How's the 2026 group starting to take shape in spring practice?
It's good. First of all, brought in the varsity crew, right? No Chris Stewart. I was going to do something. I see we got the Masters going on here, and that, right? We got the Masters here. So, yeah, the guys are doing a great job. In all seriousness, they're, what I love about right now, what we're doing is just everything, each and every day. It's just a steady, incline of what we're bringing and how we're getting better. Really, there's the highs, but the highs aren't so high where all of a sudden there's a drop off with the lows. And so every day isn't perfect, but these guys are bringing an attitude. They're bringing an effort. That's what I expect out of them. That's the ask that I have for them. That's the ask that I have for the staff.
And there's been a lot of turnover as well with your group ever since the Rose Bowl came to a close. What have you liked about some of the new guys that arrived in January?
They're excited. They're excited about the opportunity to get to Alabama, and they're really appreciative of the resources. They're appreciative of the staff, and I think they're appreciative of their teammates. And how they've been accepted in. And a lot of that goes both ways, right? When you put the work forth that's expected in our program, you'll be accepted in, because our guys that are here, what do they want? They want to be successful. They want to have a great football team, a great football season this fall. And when you come in with the right attitude, put forth the effort, show that you got some accountability and discipline, the guys that were here, they'll open their arms and help show you the way and help teach you the things that you don't know.
So a lot's changed over the last several years in college football. One that's really stuck out with us former players is guys changing jersey numbers, and that continues to change. Have you or any of your coaches kind of caught yourself yelling at the wrong guy, thinking it was someone wearing last year's number?
I give some guys a hard time because some of the newcomers that come in are wearing guys that wore jerseys before, right? And those guys moved different numbers. And I've said, man, that other guy wears their jersey a lot better than you used to. So, yeah, we've had some fun with that. But, yeah, those guys and sometimes it's, the number that they finally wanted to get back to, which was maybe their high school number or the number of a parent. And, sometimes there's more to it than what you think. You think they just want a jersey number to switch to a single digit, but sometimes it's in honor of family, friends, again, their high school number, whatever it might have been.
You talked about the buy-in being and the kind of how they're continuing to progress. Is there any point, how does it take longer to kind of build that identity of a football team? Because I know you always want to improve on things that maybe you didn't do great last year. You want to be as well balanced on both sides of the ball as you possibly can. Is that something you as a coaching staff can force, or does it have to just organically kind of mature?
You have to be intentional. First of all, you're trying to reestablish what you want your program culture to be, and you can't take anything for granted when it comes to what the expectations are. And so, again, the coaching staff being very intentional on what it's supposed to look like. Our players that are around really kind of showing the way. We got to be, very clear on what's helped us win and where we've fallen short and why when we take a look at it. And it might be, over the course of and trends of what our program's done in the last 2 years and what we've been trying to get across to our guys. And then also just taking in what's been successful with the playoff teams, the teams that were successful and, why a team won a national championship and, why teams, rise to the top. And there's a lot of times there's some reasons for that, right, that are consistent with the best teams in the country.
Just kind of curious what your thoughts are on spring training or spring practice in general. I know last year we weren't able to have a spring game. It was more of a organized structure there. Do you enjoy that, or do you kind of think that college football would be beneficial moving more to like an OTA type of
Yeah, well,
deal?
either way, we'd be out on the field coaching, and it just depends on when that timing is. I mean, this is what you're used to as a coach and at the college level, and so this is what the routine, kind of the mindset and how to develop and build your team at this time of year. But, everything's evolving, everything's changing. As we figure out a portal window, maybe that someday is different than what it is. I'm not saying better because I don't know what is the best, and I know it's hard when some teams are playing. It's hard when you're playing and the portal window is right around the corner. It can be a distraction, for some guys, but, I'm open to evolving. There's always some way to do things better.
Years ago, I think 30, 40 years ago, they used to have former players would actually scrimmage the players.
Yeah.
Any chance me and you could get out there and take on these guys?
Not me. I know that, but I've seen some of the alumni that have gone through the program, and they're still in pretty good shape. So it'd be fun to see them out there. I think we'd probably draw a pretty good crowd if we put some of those guys out there that put the pads on and get after it. It'd be quite a spring game.
The jersey and the pads wouldn't be near as big as they used to be. They wouldn't fit quite as tight, would they?
Right. Yeah.
No.
Sounds like number 14 wants to get back out there.
Well, some guys shrink and some guys grow.
Yeah.
So
skill guys grow. Linemen get smaller. That's how it is.
It's funny. Speaking of the offensive line, a lot of changes, not just with your coaching staff for that group, but some of the personnel as well. What were some of the first steps when looking at seeing what you wanted to do on the line for this spring and ultimately for the fall?
Are you talking once the guys were here?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I didn't know if you wanted to get even to who we had brought in as far as how we got to that point, but Coach Clem has done a great job. Really, again, you got to start over from scratch. There are so many new faces. Michael Carroll is really the guy that took the most snaps that is back. Will Sanders is a guy that was around. But other than that, a lot of pretty much it's all new or guys like Jackson Lloyd, who was in the program a year ago and the last season. And, now is getting an opportunity. So Coach Clem just really kind of laying the expectations, the foundation, his way of communicating. I think, every coach communicates differently and kind of that rhythm, that cadence, the phrases, the the things that, you're constantly trying to hammer into a guy's head that are important to us, that need to be important to these players. Things just as far as communication probably is the biggest thing, and what we call things. And there was a little bit of change. There's a lot of similarities. Our system overall offensively is the same, but there's things that certainly Coach Clem brought that we liked, that we evolved to and added to what we've done already.
Is that something? I mean, think about 2 years ago, the style of offense y'all ran differed greatly from last year. How long until you kind of know what you have that you're working with and what you can do with them?
Yeah, I think so, for run game, for example, I mean, there's zone plays, there's duo plays, there's outside pin and pull, there's counters. A lot of it's really the same. It's just what are you tagging to it? What are you doing on the outside? Are you an RPO team? Are you going in to block with the receivers? What's the window dressing that you're putting on these run plays? The same thing with pass plays. The base of it is the same. And then it's also how much are you calling these plays and the variations of it. And you'll get a taste of that on Saturday. Some of it will look different because there's certainly some differences with what we're doing with some of our personnel. And then some of it will be a little bit of the same, the foundation of what we do.
We'll continue our conversation with Coach DeBoer coming up in just a moment as you listen to Hey Coach, presented by Alfa Insurance. Auto, home, life, business, Alfa Insurance covers it all. AlfaInsurance.com. More with Coach DeBoer when we return. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
There's team pride, and then there's extra Tide pride. When I'm carrying the University of Alabama Regions Visa debit card or prepaid Regions Now card, that's exactly what I get. Whether I'm grabbing some extra Bama gear or picking up an extra dozen wings for the game, this card always brings it. Sometimes I get an extra Roll Tide from the cashier too. Visit Regions.com/GoBama to get yours.
Extra changes everything. And at Regions, Extra is our ordinary. Official bank of the SEC, member FDIC.
This is Jack's country, and on game day, nobody shows up empty-handed. Make a winning play with Jack's Catering. Hand-breaded chicken fingers, crispy fried chicken, scratch-made biscuits, and all the southern sides your crew craves. Whether it's a game watch or a family get-together, Jack's brings the flavor that scores every time. Order now at eatatjacks.com or on the Jack's app. Jack's, all about the South.
What a matchup we've got, folks. Just nonstop action. The energy is electric and the fans are all in. An intense game like this calls for a Coca-Cola. Crisp and refreshing. That's a game changer. Yeah, that taste scores every time. And just like that, they're back at it. Passionate fans and an ice-cold Coca-Cola. Now that's a winning combo. No matter the team, no matter the sport, everyone knows fan work is thirsty work. Enjoy a Coca-Cola.
Bama fans, why wait to start your college journey? With the University of Alabama Early College, high school students can earn college credit from UA now, online or on campus. Students are eligible after completing the 9th grade with a 3.0 GPA or higher. Thousands of students across Alabama and the United States are already part of the Crimson Tide tradition. So don't just cheer for the Tide, join it. UA Early College. Legends start here. Visit earlycollege.ua.edu to learn more. Roll Tide.
If you're looking for the best selection in Crimson Tide apparel, look no further than the Soup Store. The Soup Store is every Bama fan's ultimate destination for the hottest gear and accessories, with 3 great locations around campus to serve you: in Tuscaloosa on campus at the University Student Center, on the Strip in front of Bryant-Denny Stadium, and on Bryant Drive. If you can't get to Tuscaloosa, shop the Soup Store online at soupstore.ua.edu. The Soup Store is a proud partner of Alabama Athletics.
Being a Chevron car these days has been quite the adventure. Miami to Seattle, ocean to ocean. I've stopped at so many states and collected so many bumper stickers. Sometimes I feel like a moving passport book. It's just so great what I can do with Chevron with Chevron, because it gives me unbeatable mileage and keeps my engine clean. Plus, there are so many Chevrons along the way. Now the only thing I'm worried about is where to go next and where to put all my new bumper stickers. Chevron with Chevron, fueled by possibility.
Crimson Tide fans, get game ready at Alumni Hall, your ultimate Crimson Tide shopping experience. You can shop top brands like Nike, Champion, and Columbia, plus hats, accessories, and all of your game day gear. Head to Alumni Hall in Tuscaloosa or shop alumnihall.com. Earn $10 in rewards for every $150 you spend. Roll Tide and shop Alumni Hall. We continue at Baumhower's Roger Hoover, Tyler Watson, the head coach of the Crimson Tide. Kalen DeBoer, coach, what's this week in practice as you prepare for Saturday, the Golden Flake A-Day game? What's going to be most important over the next few days?
Yeah, we'll practice Tuesday, Thursday, and then of course Saturday. And I think there's a lot. Last week we put in a lot of the next kind of phase of installation, and the guys, will continue to add a few things here and there, but really you're trying to refine and kind of trying to build on what we put in last week. And so both offense and defense, it's one thing when you're putting on one side of the ball your things that you're going to add to, your system and installation, but then you got to go against the other side, which is also putting it in. So it's not just what you're doing, but what you're going against. And so this week, we'll continue the situational stuff. We're working a lot of red zone, and that's probably primarily most of the emphasis. And then next week we'll get into a lot of 2-minute drill. That's after the spring game is over, so after A-Day. So we still have 5 practices left, and we'll make sure we take advantage of every single one of them.
You've talked about how pleased you are with some of the transfers that have come in and their production and leadership on the field. Who are some of the younger guys that maybe have been in the program for a couple of years who have really caught your eye this spring, and maybe we haven't seen them out there on the field, but definitely are going to contribute this year?
Yeah, I think, thinking through the position groups, most of them are guys that probably are going into their second year. A lot of the first year and second year guys have played as freshmen and for sure as redshirt freshmen or true sophomores. We've had a lot of youth on the football field the last 2 years, but maybe a guy like Derek Meadows sticks out in my mind. You saw lots here get on the football field, the receiver position, especially the second half of the season. But Derek is a long, receiver that can really cover a lot of ground, has made a lot of nice plays here all spring. I think the other, you saw Caleb Edwards at tight end a lot last year, but he's really taken the next steps, has had now a winter and off season where last year he came in the summer and had to hit the ground running. Marshall Pritchett, those two guys together, those along with Josh Ford, who's transferred in, have really, and Jay Lindsay, who was here before, was really guys at that position. I think, defensive back wise, there's a lot of guys that are returning, and that's probably the biggest thing. But Dijon Lee taking the next step, Xavier Brown, those guys are all moving along. Ivan Taylor's had a nice spring, and Red Morgan's had a really nice spring, which that's a name that now has had 2 years on the football field. So excited about some of those guys. Justin and Hill at the outside linebacker or defensive end has had another good spring here. So just guys continue to develop. A lot of our freshmen stepped on the football field. I think we probably had 6 to 8 guys that really played a lot of downs, whether they were starting or played starter snaps. That's the guys that you're going to see continue to grow.
And you have some key pieces as well that had a chance to go in the NFL draft, but chose to come back. What does it mean in terms of the leadership of this team and the buy-in when a player like Bray Hubbard decides to come back? So many others, especially in that second.
No doubt. Those guys, Bray's a heart and soul guy of our program. He comes in and, when you work hard as he does and makes the plays and the production that he brings on the football field, it's awesome having those guys back, the leadership, but also the playmaking.
I remember 2 years ago, I came to a practice and I was standing on the sideline, and some of the guys were talking about Bray Hubbard just has a nose. He is always around the football. And I remember watching that, and your philosophy has always been, and you kind of talk about it a little bit, you're not scared to play young guys, are you? What is the thought process behind what allows them to get on a field?
Some of it's out of necessity, right? We lost a lot of guys right when we got here that were kind of in the prime or heading into the prime of their career. Kind of that first January window, really the first couple of days before we even got a chance to step on campus. But that pretty much forced a lot of young guys, whether it was that year or this past year, to go out there and, they were, I think our staff doing a good job of recruiting. Got some guys that were capable of stepping on the field. We had some portal additions, but it wasn't like we went all portal, especially in an opportunity probably that we could have had in 2025. So development of the high school guys, I think, is what's going to help you, because you lose these guys to the graduation and also the NFL. That's where the high school development, the high school recruiting, going back to identification and evaluation is critical. And that's what's exciting about these guys that are coming up to the program that we're talking about.
And how special is just all of A-Day, not just the game we're going to see inside Saban Field at Bryant-Denny Stadium, but also the captain's ceremony at Denny Chimes. You're sitting on stage with somebody that has his handprints and cleat nicks in the cement at the base of Denny Chimes. How special is just that whole experience?
It is. And the players don't get to see because they're getting ready for, the game and being on the field. But something I know with so many new faces that we want to do, we want to really try to educate our guys on what really happens over there. And some of it's going to happen even after A-Day as we kind of wrap up the spring semester and going into the summer. 45-ish new players, on the football field, 20 plus high school guys, close to that with the transfers. And so, there's a lot of new faces that we need to make sure we're teaching them tradition and them understanding when we say Denny Chimes, what's all over there, So we got some ideas on how to educate these guys.
Well, it's going to be a really busy time coming up on Saturday. I know you love baseball. You were a great baseball player in your own right, of course. In your younger days, you excited to get to Sewell Thomas Stadium. We have baseball right after A-Day, so I know you want fans to make sure they find their way there before their day on campus is over.
Absolutely. Coach Vaughn got it rolling with those guys, and it's awesome that we can set that up to where fans can go watch our guys play some ball and then football, and then go over and watch some baseball as well. So it should be an awesome day, but also a whole awesome weekend for everyone. So hats off to Coach Vaughn and also Coach Murphy, who had another great weekend here. So fun watching all these teams. Coach Love just up here, looking forward to what she does with our basketball team as well.
It's an exciting time. Well, we are really looking forward to the Golden Flake A-Day game coming up on Saturday. Coach DeBoer, just thank you for all the time you've given us here at Baumhower tonight. We can't wait to see the Crimson Tide in person once again, but thank you for your time. Roll Tide.
Yeah, thank you. Roll Tide.
It's here for the head coach of the Crimson Tide, Kalen DeBoer, as well as our color analyst, Tyler Watts. We appreciate his time with us here on Hey Coach as well. Hey Coach is presented by Alfa Insurance. We'll be back to wrap up this edition in just a moment. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
You can find all Crimson Tide Sports Network video content online on the CTSN YouTube page. It's the home of the live booth and courtside cams, episodes of Crimson Drive driven by NASCAR, plus replays of Crimson Tide Rewind. Our YouTube shorts will deliver thrilling Alabama radio highlights, plus interview clips from Alabama student athletes, coaches, and media members that you can't miss. Subscribe to the Crimson Tide Sports Network on YouTube for the very latest on the Crimson Tide. The Alabama Insider Podcast is the official podcast of Crimson Tide Athletics. Catch full episodes of Hey Coach and the Kalen DeBoer Show, Crimson Tide Rewind, Crimson Tide Today Daily Reports, plus full interviews from Crimson Drive driven by NASCAR. Download and subscribe to the Alabama Insider Podcast on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, and all podcast platforms. Roll Tide with the Alabama Insider Podcast. Hey Bama fans, each Tuesday and Thursday at 2 p.m. Central, join us live for Crimson Drive, driven by NASCAR. This live streaming talk show features the latest on Alabama athletics with exclusive conversations with Tide student athletes, coaches, and media members giving their perspective on the Crimson Tide. You can watch on YouTube, Facebook, and X, with all conversations archived as well on the Alabama Insider Podcast. Roll Tide with Crimson Drive, driven by NASCAR. You can find all Crimson Tide Sports Network video content online on the CTSN YouTube page. It's the home of the live booth and courtside cams, episodes of Crimson Drive driven by NASCAR, plus replays of Crimson Tide Rewind. Our YouTube shorts will deliver thrilling Alabama radio highlights, plus interview clips from Alabama student athletes, coaches, and media members that you can't miss. Subscribe to the Crimson Tide Sports Network on YouTube for the very latest on the Crimson Tide.
Are you ready for your winning moment? Find it at Wind Creek Casino, where the action never stops. Hottest games, loosest spins, more ways to win. We've got the highest payouts and the most epic rewards. At Wind Creek, there's a win waiting for you around every corner. Wind Creek Casino. Find your winning moment. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
In 1977, Ford F-Series became the best-selling trucks in America. 33 million trucks later, we've kept that title every year since. And that's a formula we plan on repeating. Ford F-Series, built Ford tough. The best-selling trucks in America for 49 years and counting. Based on 1977 to 2025 calendar year industry reported total sales.
Planet Fitness has everything you need to power your progress, so you can give everything you've got, all for just 1 cent down. Whether you want to get the most out of our best-in-class equipment or go all in with free fitness training, our trainers are ready to help you get stronger than ever before. Take your workout to the next level at Planet Fitness. Join the club today for 1 cent down, $15 a month. No commitment. Deal ends Friday, April 10th. You ready? Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet. See club for details.
At Red Diamond, we take a lot of things lightly. Dog on the couch? Sure, that's fine. Wearing socks or sandals? Why not? But sweet tea? Around here, sweet tea is a way of life. One of the unspoken rules. Just 3 simple ingredients: tea, water, and sugar, and that's it. Always refreshing. Always Red Diamond. Find us in your local refrigerated section. Red Diamond Sweet Tea. The perfect sip does exist.
What's on tap next for Bama is presented by Coors Light. Crimson Tide fans choose to chill with an ice-cold Coors Light. Well, next up will be A-Day presented by Golden Flake this Saturday, 1 p.m., Saban Field at Bryant-Denny Stadium. The coverage will start at 12:30. Can be heard right here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network. Chris Stewart and Tyler Watts will be in the booth. I'll be roaming the sidelines. Tyler, what are you looking forward to most about Saturday and A-Day?
You know, Coach DeBoer talked about 40 new faces are on this roster for Alabama, so this is their first opportunity. And I think that there's a lot of enthusiasm and excitement with this team right now. And I think they're going to put on a good show, and I'm excited to see them on 8-8. You know, last year was kind of a glorified walkthrough practice, but getting back to the true game this Saturday, I hope the fans will come out and kind of see what this Alabama Crimson Tide is going to put on the field this fall.
It's always a special time. You've been busy this spring. We've missed you.
Well, it's always good to see you, Roger, and I love the fact that, hey, we're here at football again in a few short months. We'll be right back in the swing of it.
East Carolina will be here before we know it. Tyler, thank you for your time with us tonight. Roll
Thank
Tide.
you, Roger. Roll Tide.
That's Tyler Watts. This has been Roger Hoover. If you have missed any portion of our show tonight, you can always catch it on demand on the Alabama Insider Podcast. Download and subscribe wherever you get your podcast. Video replays available as well on the Crimson Tide Sports Network YouTube channel. Hey, Coach has been presented by Alfa Insurance. We say good night from Baumhower's Victory Grill. Special thank you to Tom Stipe here at Baumhower's. Of course, Jerry Kelly back at our Learfield studios, along with a very busy guest list tonight. Of course, Tyler Watts, Kalen DeBoer talking football, Pauline Love, the new women's basketball head coach, and Alabama baseball shortstop Justin Lebron. For all those folks, I'm Roger Hoover saying thanks for listening from Baumhower's Victory Grill. Good night and roll Tide.